Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Habs Tonight. First post game of the season, first one of 82, and how it feels nice to be back. How are you doing, Adrian?
I'm fantastic, man. I just came back from the bar. I was watching the game tonight, and I was again. I'm in the Toronto area, so I was maybe one of few Hab fans, if not the only one in the bar, and it was great to cheer on that last goal by Anderson and have the whole bar quiet. So couldn't be happier. Great way to start the season. Happy to see the boys back, and they played really well tonight. So.
Yeah, any Leaf fans at the bar get mad at you for wearing your Habs Tonight shirt?
To be honest, I don't think so. I went with my buddy and some of his friends, and he recognized the logo because like I've told him what I do and stuff with Habs Tonight, and but honestly, no one else really recognized. But I think it was more my cheering though that kind of made it obvious and threw it away. But yeah, man, big win tonight though, eh, Damon?
Yeah, such a big win. And also Cedric agrees with us as well, but Murray, this guy's bringing us to our first talking point right here, Matt Murray. I still can't believe, oh my goodness, I still can't believe that pretty much Toronto got him for free, except the cap space, but man, Cole Caufield showed how many holes he had tonight. I didn't get to see the entire game, I'll confess that, but anytime I did watch, Caufield made this guy look like he was Swiss cheese in the net. And also I'm pretty sure Matt Murray might be in my fridge tonight. I don't know if he's in your fridge, but I have a big block of Swiss cheese in my fridge, and I'm pretty sure he's there right now.
Oh, I haven't checked yet, but yeah, man, I don't know. Like I found like every goal they were scoring on him was like on his glove hand, and I think they figured it out like halfway through the game. Just shoot high, shoot on his glove side, and that's how you can beat him. And they did. So pretty much every goal was on the glove side. I think all four of the goals. So.
Yeah. I have to ask one important question though. Tristan Jarry had the same issue back when he was in Pittsburgh. Who's Pittsburgh's goalie coach? I have no idea who it is, but do they teach him to have a Swiss cheese glove hand? That is the important thing I need to wonder right now. I'm going to search that up later if they teach that, but man, it is interesting. The glove hands of Pittsburgh goalies.
Yeah, seriously though, like I just can't believe like that they were like it was every goal was like pretty much in the same spot. Like the first two Caufield goals were like top cheese glove side, and like the Monahan goal was off a block, and then he took the shot at top corner, and then the game-winning goal by Anderson was a nice feed by Suzuki, and again top corner on that glove side. I just couldn't believe it. I was like, every goal. I honestly haven't seen that in a long time. I'm not gonna lie.
You and me both, yeah.
Yeah.
I want to get to our first planned talking point right here. We have to talk about this guy, Sean Monahan, the toast eating legend.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It was man, it was so nice seeing him score that goal. Like I've told you guys, and obviously we did the show when he got traded to the team, how he's from the same town as me. He went to the same high school as me, and like I have some connections with his family. And like my dad even met someone in his family like last month, and got like again like a lot of connections within the community, and it was just really cool seeing him score that goal. And he looked really good tonight. He like again with Calgary, you can tell the injuries were taking a toll on him with his body, and he kind of looked like he slowed down for a bit, but he looks like a whole new man in the red, white, and blue.
Agreed, yeah. And also I want to touch on Kent Hughes' press conference. We will be touching on it throughout parts of the show today. And what amazed me is in Calgary, we know about both of his hips needing surgery, but he played through broken ribs. I don't even know. Like, I know that's hockey insane. Players play through a lot of insane stuff, but I don't even know how that's possible to play through broken ribs. Like, when I got my wisdom teeth removed, I was out cold. I could barely walk, but playing through broken ribs. Can't believe Calgary made Sean Monahan do this.
I know, man. Like, it's crazy. And I remember seeing somebody say this on Twitter, like maybe a month before the trade. And Sean Monahan was like, he never with his role kind of started to diminish in Calgary. He never once asked for a trade. He never once complained about his role. and he's just that kind of guy. He's a good guy, and I'm again, I couldn't be happier to have him on this team. He's definitely, again, it's good to have a guy like him who's been around, right, with a young team like that, some veteran leadership. So it's definitely a good trade. I'd love to see him. My heart wants him to stay past this season and past the deadline, hopefully. But we'll see what the future holds. And I know Kent Hughes said back then when the trade happened that he might potentially be maybe long-term piece. So hopefully they decide to keep him on.
Yeah, it's a situation with a lot of variables, and I'm really open to him staying, and I really liked his first game so far, and even his preseason has looked really good. And I want to bring up Nick's comment right here. Now this is perfect right here. This is just the cherry on top of a nice Sunday. The Leafs have put Muzzin and Hall together is one of the dumbest things. Like
yeah,
it's too
they
funny.
did not look good.
Leafs Net thinks this is the best pair of all time, when us knowledgeable hockey fans know this is a way to get your team knocked out of the first round again.
Oh, no kidding, man. Like, again, all due respect to those guys, but Muzzin looked, Muzzin gave up the puck on that last goal, I'm pretty sure, right? And man, yeah, he again, when he was with the Kings, he was like a pretty top defenseman back in the day, right? When him and Doughty were the top pairing when they were winning cups. But yeah, I think the injuries have taken a toll on him. But yeah, definitely him and Hall, sorry. Is not really a good pairing. I would have to agree with that.
Yeah. I'll tell you this. It would be the Chicago Blackhawks second pair, and their first pair is still pretty bad. I thought we were one of the teams with the worst defensive pairs going into the season. But once I saw Chicago's today, I thought, oh wow, okay. Now they're going a team falling hard for Bedard. That should be the new hashtag. Falling hard for Bedard.
Falling hard for Bedard. I like it. Let's start the trend on Twitter now.
Start the trend on Twitter. Falling hard for Bedard, and you and I, we both love this man right here.
Love it. I'd love to see him in a Habs jersey, but if they keep playing the way they did tonight, we'll see. But it's only one game, right? And I mean, they played really well tonight. They played with a lot of energy, I found. Jake the Snake made quite a few big saves when he had to. So that was definitely the X factor at the end.
Yeah, we're gonna get to Cedric's question right here. What did you think of the rookies tonight, Adrian? Because I was absolutely in love with them, and I'm gonna look for my next defenseman at Costco. I don't know if you are, but yeah, I'm gonna hunt to Costco's butchery section and look for the guy who owns the most Senators players.
Yeah, to answer that, yeah, I was impressed. Caden Gooley had a pretty decent game. He looked really quick out there. He's moving well on his feet. Jordan Harris had some good chances. Obviously, Jack Guy is playing physical like usual. I saw him make some good plays in the defensive end. Slavkovsky, I found, was more like on a defensive shutdown role. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I kind of saw that.
He played a really good 200-foot game today, Slav.
He did. Absolutely, blocking shots, and he was blocked that Matthews shot and then kind of like barreled his body into him a little bit, which was good. So yeah, the rookies played well tonight. It was just a good game all around. I find like everyone contributed. It was a good team effort.
Agreed. Yeah, and also speaking of shot blocks, want to guess how many shots David Savard blocked?
Oh boy, I actually don't know this. How much?
Oh, I'll show you right now with just my fingers.
Wow. 9 shots, eh?
He's going to need a nice ice bath tomorrow morning or right after the game. I don't know what their post-game routine is, but he's going to need one.
That reminds me of like Hal Gill back in the day. I think it was when was it the Habs and Capitals, that whole series, he blocked like over 100 shots. Yeah. Maybe he's going to be like the new Hal Gill. Yeah, he was a monster back then. He was one of my favorites. Yeah.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, Hal Gill. That brings back some memories. I won't forget the day he got traded. That was something else. And I'm gonna touch on this right here. Unfortunately, we don't know at the moment, but we can show you this. We have a bit of a surprise here.
Yeah, Mishar.
Yeah, Mishar with Shane and Dixie. So it was pretty cool that they got to meet them. And Adrian, should we tell them?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Adrian nearly didn't recognize Mishar. in our
Yeah,
group chat.
I was embarrassed, and Shano was like, "You're fired." I was like, "I think that's a fireable offense, I guess." Honestly, though, I know that sounds awful, but like a lot of we have a lot of good prospects, and I'm not used to seeing them, without the jersey and gloves and sticks and all that, right? So when they're not wearing the numbers and stuff, it's again, I feel kind of bad. I might get ripped on for that, but it's okay. I'll take the heat.
Yeah, that's okay. But Philip Machar, I can't wait to see what he does when he goes back to the. I think he's going to the Kitchener Rangers. I'm pretty sure of the OHL. So
Oh yeah,
yeah, I've been working some OHL games recently as a camera operator, and let's just say I got to work the 67s. I got to work the camera right outside the 67s front dressing room, and I
oh
got a
yeah.
lot of interesting stuff about Dave Cameron. And boy, oh boy, is he a personality!
Really, eh?
Yeah, the coach of the Senators back in the 2010s, not the
Hmm.
2010s, 2015 and 16. He's a very
Yeah,
I
eh?
work. Yeah, he made me stop what I was doing and just stare at him for a few minutes when I was dismantling a camera after a show.
That's hilarious. No, that's good though. A lot of like I think we've talked about this too in the past, like even on this show. And we need more guys with personality in the game, right? Oh, I might get
Yeah,
canceled for that. Yes. We'll see. But
yeah,
yeah, man, like I was saying though, like it's good to have guys with character, like it could be coaches, players, we need more guys like that to make the game fun, and stuff like that. So,
yeah. And also,
yeah.
speaking of characters and personalities, got the perfect personality right here. Goal Caufield.
Yeah.
This guy, he got me so many points in fantasy tonight. I could just have him on a single team, and I'd still win the fantasy league by the end of tonight with
That's
his
unreal,
performance. And I also
man.
have Suzuki, so two
Oh, there
goals
you
and 2
go.
assists between both, and I'm winning tonight's fantasy game.
That's good, man. That's awesome. I think he's gonna tear it up. I said it on Twitter earlier. I was like, he's gonna go for a rip this year, and he's gonna have a good season. I can just see it. Um, I know this. Everyone keeps saying this, and it's the truth. But since the coaching change last year, he's obviously a completely different player. He looks like his engine has been tuned and everything, whatever you can say about that. And he just looks like he's ready to go. And it's good to see he's keeping that momentum from last season and bringing it into tonight. And maybe hopefully for the whole season.
Agreed, yeah. And just theoretically, what do you think his peak goal scoring numbers could be at the NHL level? This is going to
Ooh.
be throwing you right on the spot, but we're here to have fun and throw each other on the spot
Oh
of it. But
shit.
what do you think it is? Also,
Um.
chat, don't be afraid to chime in.
Yeah, guys, whatever you think too, put your comments in. Uh Peak, man. Like that's like I think he can I think he can score 40 to 45 peak for sure. I
Yeah,
mean, if it wasn't for last season for like that really bad first half he had, um I think he could have easily hit 30 to 40 for sure. I know that's a hot take, but um I think he got robbed of the Calder. I think he should sue Dom Ducharme for that half a season. I've said that a lot.
I
Should
know.
sue him.
Yeah. I don't know if we have any handcuffs anywhere, but if someone can find, not literally but figuratively, find Dom Ducharme's address and give him a major fine. We know he's set for
Yeah.
life with that contract that the Canadians gave him, but he needs to pay it back to Cole in respect to stealing it from him.
Yeah.
And did you
Yeah.
see
And
Did you see Tony's? I don't know if you saw. Dom went on Tony's show and he said why he thought Cole didn't get that. Why Cole's game completely changed under St. Louis.
I heard he was on Tony's show, but I didn't know he had anything to say about that. What did he say?
He said that he thinks it was because of injuries sustained from last year's playoff run and a short recovery time, which that is somewhat fair, but
Mm,
I don't believe that's the reason why he only had 1 goal in 30 games.
yeah, that might be. Yeah, I mean, it could be it could be that. But again, you can tell like there was parts of like the season last year, like before the coaching change, where he just had looked like he looked deflated. He looked like he had no energy, right? So I think like all due respect to Ducharme, but obviously like the dressing room kind of looked like they turned on him at times, right? I know obviously Petrie was one of the ones that was, I think, near the end pretty openly vocal about not liking the system. I remember seeing a clip of Jonathan Drouin in one of the opening like the day before opening day, the practice, he was yelling at Ducharme over some drills, and I think right then and there, I kind of knew there was red flags like everywhere going into the season. I was again no Price, no Weber. A lot of guys were gone from the past, like the Stanley Cup run, so I knew things were kind of going to change.
Yeah, and speaking of players we want to see flourish under Marty St. Louis, we have to talk about this because us two haven't talked about it yet. Jonathan Drouin scratched. I thought this guy would
Yeah.
literally. I thought this would be the coach that makes it or breaks it, but it's not a great sign because he's in the final year of his contract, and this is a big year for him because he needs to know where his next big contract's going to come from.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking he would be Jonathan Drouin would be a perfect third liner on a contending team, just like Colorado for this sake, where he
Yeah,
could be
yeah,
reunited with Nathan McKinnon ideally, and
figuratively. Yeah,
not just with Nathan McKinnon, like that team, he would be a good replacement for Burakovsky.
I
But
agree.
the fact that he scratched, it's not just not looking a good sign in his preseason. I noticed a lot of red flags. I don't know if there's something going on with Joe, but I just hope everything's okay with him and he can get back into the lineup again. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if you want to touch on that.
Yeah, man. I saw on Twitter the other day. I can't remember. I feel bad, but like I can't remember which. It was an insider talking about him being a healthy scratch, and saying apparently he looks like his head's not in the game, and I just hope he's okay. Like I've always been a supporter of Jonathan Drouin since the beginning. I know the trade was very highly scrutinized from day one because of what they gave up for him and all that, and obviously him being like a hometown talent. There was a lot. They put him on a huge pedestal, and it's hard to live up to that sometimes, right? Especially playing in a market like Montreal. So I honestly I hope he's okay. If there's anything going on, obviously we're on the outside, we don't know. If he's just for Joe, I hope you're okay. Whatever, if there's anything going on, hope you get it figured out. I don't really like to talk bad about guys, because especially with the market that they're playing in, they already got to deal with enough pardon my language, but they got to deal with enough bullshit, right? So I try not to be negative towards the players. And obviously, like, it's part of their job, the criticism, but some of the media here is pretty nasty at times. So I try
Yeah.
not to be too critical on the guys.
Yeah, and the thing that annoys me a lot with the media is that you have certain members of the media who purposely write are like full columns negatively shitting on a player when you don't always know what's going on in the player's life, and you don't, and it just sucks to see that Joe's been this whipping boy for so long, and there's members of the media like I want to call out, but I don't know if I want to right now. But I just wish that these media members would find something better to do than just write shitty articles about players, and just know they're also human beings, and hockey's not 100% of their life. They also have families. They also have hobbies. They have many other things to deal with in their own lives. And
Mm-hmm.
speaking of Joe, one other thing I want to touch on: we found out recently that he's a viewer of Habs Tonight.
Yeah, yeah. I was watching that clip last night, the one that we were sharing there. That's pretty cool. The fact that he brought that up in that video. Good stuff. Hopefully, he's watching this. That'd
Yeah,
be cool.
I just hope Mike Hoffman hasn't seen any of the episodes I've done because I've literally said for me jersey for so long.
Yeah, no, it's what too, like I've said too, like we're I'd say we're pretty positive compared to, again, a lot of the mainstream Montreal media, like hockey media. Um and even, God, there's some, like, Toronto's really bad, where I am, and like some other cities in the US. Oh yeah, Steve Simmons.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, this guy
Yeah, I
makes me
guess you
lose
heard of.
brain cells.
Oh God, man, I've never really liked him, but then I saw what he wrote the other day, and I was like, man, that's pretty messed up, dude. You got to kind of keep that stuff out of your columns, right? But it's unfortunate. A guy like that still has a job.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, and for our big final talking point of the episode, this is something we knew we'd have to talk about, but this is going to be emotional for a lot of us as we all love him very much. This guy right here, Carey Price. I'm gonna pull up the photo. he had a really nice entrance and rocking that cowboy drip, looking like Clint Eastwood in all of his good old Western movies. But
Oh yeah.
I saw from Kent Hughes' presser today. Apparently, Carey Price has issues walking upstairs. And it's really sucks to see. We know he won't play this season, and also he's scheduled to meet with the media, so hopefully we'll have more transparency around the situation. But it really just sucks to see that whole situation. That whole situation. And I want to know your thoughts, Adrian.
Yeah, man. It was, my dad and I were watching, like, before I went to the bar to watch. We were kind of just sitting and watching the game there. We were watching the pregame ceremony, and when Carey came up, like the standing ovation he got was, just spectacular. It was amazing. Uh, I saw the quote too about him having trouble getting up the stairs and stuff with his knee, and he has a number of other injuries. And um, I was telling my dad, I was like, I don't know how much he's got left, and it was sad. I remember when I first found out what he was going to be taking last year off. I was like in the Wendy's, and I was sitting there with my phone, and I was like really sad. And I remember like burying my head in my arms, and like that one hit everyone by storm, right? So it was tough, man. It's tough to see him go through this. Someone that I idolized growing up, and I even met him back in 2014 too, before the Sochi Olympics, and just a very very nice man, very good man, and you just hate to see good people suffer like he has, and just the injuries have taken a toll, and it has been really sad to see. And
Well said.
at the end of the day, I just whatever he decides to do, I was obviously I think like the Habs fan base respects and understands. To put his health and his family first, I totally respect that.
Well said. Yeah, the like with Carey Price, like I had to, I sort of had to accept the fate at the end of last season when I don't remember what team it was. I remember his third game last season, he got injured. Then Monty had to come back and play, and then Carey Price finished off the season. And then that game against Florida, I think it's going to be remembered for so many reasons. Not just the fact that it was a 10-2 win for us and we got the 10 for Gee. I think if that's Carey Price's last game ever, I think that one's going to go down in our hearts as one of the most historic games in franchise history because so many storylines went into that, and Carey Price is someone who just is such a good idol, and even Dale has told us that Carey Price is his idol, and everyone needs to look up to Carey Price. He's such a good guy. I met him once, but it wasn't as quick. It was like it was in the tunnel. It's tunnel at a game in Ottawa. He was a very nice guy, and and even Mitch Marner said today that the hockey world won't be the same without him. And I snuck in a Sens fan fest as a Habs fan, but just played the day as a Sens fan just for the day. I met Josh Norris and Anton Forsberg, and I went to a press conference actually with Matthew Joseph, and he was asked who was some of the best goalies you've ever seen, and he's someone who played with Vasilevsky, and even said Carey Price, and he said the hockey world and won't be the same without him. And I think the best way to finish off this segment is the entire is what Matthew Joseph said. The entire hockey world won't be the same without Carey Price, and he is someone that if he retires this year, he will be truly missed. And yeah,
Yeah, I feel that.
I
It's
would like
it's
to stick
tough,
this up
man.
to that man right here, this finger right up to.
Chris Kreider, yeah. Oh God, man. I honestly like that was almost a decade ago, and I still haven't gotten over that. I don't think I ever will. That
Yeah,
that was we've talked about this too. That's one of the biggest what if moments I think in sports history. To be honest, like the way that team was going, and like how well they were playing, and how like Carey was just on like another level that year, right? With having the momentum of the 2014, Sochi Olympics, like just standing on his head, and then played great down the stretch there. So it's one of the biggest what if moments I think in the history of sports, for sure.
agreed. Yeah, and the thing is with sports is there's so many what if moments you just question what if certain things went differently. And I find this especially with hockey more than other sports.
Yeah.
Now, soccer, I wanted to touch on the 2018 Champions League final when Sergio Ramos screwed up Mohamed Salah with that dirty slide tackle. Now, if that
Mhm.
wasn't if that was hockey, we'd probably still be talking about that for years on end because that was so dirty and it never went called in Real Madrid won the Champions League, but the year later, Liverpool came back and won it right away. So I
That's true.
find that's the thing with a lot of sports now. There's so many what if moments, but I find hockey has so many more of them. And Disney, if you're listening, Adrian and I have an idea. What if Habs edition?
Oh, that'd be awesome.
We'd have so many episodes lined up in store for you guys.
Whew.
We're down to write the scripts. We're down to get the shows done.
Let's do it up. Hopefully they can see this idea. That's $1 million
Yeah,
idea.
I don't know if Bob Chapek's listening or he's probably collecting his checks in Florida. Yeah, this would be a perfect show, honestly. What if Habs edition instead of the Marvel?
Yeah, I think that definitely get a lot of viewership. So hopefully we can get to the execs of Disney or whoever's in charge of that and hopefully get her done.
I think this is a perfect place to wrap up.
Mhm.
And don't forget, guys, you can get your merch on our channel,
Yep.
and I'm gonna pull off this iconic shot.
Yep. The hat here, got my polo shirt. Damon's got his hat. Are you wearing a shirt too, buddy? Or
I
no?
was
You're...
wearing a General Montreal Canadian shirt. I was wearing my
Oh, okay.
Slap Squad shirt earlier today, but
Oh, nice.
yeah, I didn't get
Nice.
yeah, I came back from basketball, so of course I had to change clothes.
Nice. That's awesome.
So I want to thank you guys
Yeah.
again for tuning in. Hit that like button and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.
For sure. Take care, guys, and go Habs, go.